Look at these events. My son hasn't been home. I told him that I didn't want my two younger sons. I started working last month, and then right when I started working, I never saw my two younger sons. And my older son would always say, they have football. And then I never got to see them. And then watch how crazy I told because I didn't have my children home this whole past week. They kept them over at their dad's house, and I told him every day, bring me my children home. And they wouldn't, and they're trying to say that, trying to blame me for being crazy. I'm trying to set me up, but that's my son right there. My two sons. And then I told them, no, you don't need to go, because they cry. They cry to go to their football games, and then they cry after their football games. And then even if I tell them to come home right after, or that they need to come back to me right after their football game, then watch him right here. I'm taking off my socks because my socks are wet from running on the grass trying to keep my son away from him. And when I was trying to take my other son was scared upstairs and he wouldn't listen to come with me. And look at my son trying to sit down, and right when I turn down to look down, he goes and grabs my son and says, go, and takes him. And then even too when my other son was sitting in the truck, I kept telling him, get out of the truck, come over here to me, when we were over by those neighbors. And he wouldn't, he was too scared. And then the older son, Sione, or John, whatever his name is, whatever they go by, yelled at him to be quiet and shut the door. And this is all over because I said that he wasn't going to their football game. Because it's not just a football. I don't know any of the coaches, and they say that their dad's like friends with them. And like the way that my kids can't like talk, the way that they talk, and look at how he's looking. Like the last time I talked to him, I'm gonna fight because he gets so mad if he can't go take my two younger sons to their dad's house, and he go over there with them. And then like when I was working and I get home late, then they would come back like way late at night, and he's like, oh, we're playing games, and then look how sad this is. I tell my son to go in the house, and then he goes and grabs him out, and I got sidetracked, so I was taking my socks off, and he's so evil. And then the cops come like way after he already took both of my sons, acting like today was his visitation. First it went from him wanting to take them to their football practice, or to their football game, the last whatever, and then it went to him wanting to get them for his visitation rights, his visitation days. And that video I already uploaded that was like 20 minutes long, like this was them knocking on the door like all crazy. And then my other son was so scared, and he just stayed upstairs in his room. He wouldn't even come with me. I mean, he wouldn't even come outside with me to try to go like hide from them. And then 2 days ago, or like not 2 days ago, last week, before they took my sons, because they've had them for like 5 days, even though I've been calling them for them to bring them. they look at the other one just run off like he's gonna go look like, oh, I'm gonna get you. And they're so sick. And then last time they came in here, my son pushed me down on the stairs, and my ex-husband came and pinched my arms, and he's like, you're going crazy, and I know you're crazy, trying to make up all this stuff. They try to like show me things without talking, and then like, but I don't get it all the way, or like you would never want to think like that. You would never want to think that bad. Anyways, and I put like all the sheets, and like it was so weird because my two boys, there was like, they got in the back of John's, my older son's, this car, and they were like sitting back there crying, like trying to show me something, and then but I didn't get it. Anyways, I packed up like all the sheets and like all their toothbrushes, like everything that I could think of that could show like DNA or like evidence. Like, and then my daughter too, like she tries to tell, like show me things without like talking, because everything's so recorded, and like, and anyways, I put like, she had like some coins or something like by her bed that are from like other places, and then she I don't know, but I put all the coins right there. And I know it's not good. I know what they're doing is not good, and I know it has something to do with his business, Engage Local. And this house isn't good. And my poor sons are so scared. And these guys are trying to, I already know what they're trying to do. I can't go over there because they say that there's a restraining order, and that I can't go over to that house. And they're trying to set me up, but the restraining order is not to that house. It's to a house in Vineyard, not that one in the Highland. And the address is 10894 Slate Lane, Highland, Utah. And I just know as a mom, and then the password to my phone that I'm using right now is 000000. And then their company's Engage Local, and I think that there's something in their QuickBooks. And the way that my son is like so hooked on my two younger children is so weird. And the way that he like, come here, oh no, come here, like I'll get out of the car to talk to someone, and he'll like make my other younger son come up to the front seat with him, like weird stuff. And then I wasn't thinking anything, but like when the first night we were here, the older son made the two younger ones shower with him, and anyways, I packed that car full of so much stuff of like evidence, because I don't know why my two younger boys were sitting in the back trying to like, and they're crying, and ain't no one crying when they gotta go to football practice, and when they after football, like ain't no one cry before the game, after the game, and then get sent to their grandma's house for like 3 days. And then even my other daughter over there, see my ex hit her, and like it's just sick. It's just not normal, and they say I'm weird. And I never would have I can't believe I even started working. I can't believe I even saw this. It makes me so sick. And then like my son, the older one that's 19, he like, this Mercedes had class 250 on the back, and he pulled it off, and then he blacked all this out. And then he didn't clean this car for like a long time. And then one day he came and he's like, "Oh, Mom, I finally cleaned out Murs." My one son's name's Mur, or some people call him Mur or Murray. And he's like, "I finally cleaned out the Mercedes in and out, and and now it's all cleaned out." And right here you can see where he ripped out the Class 250. After he's had this car for like he's had it for how long, and he didn't ever clean. Then he finally tells me, and then I tell him, "Well, I need the 2 younger boys to go with me to finish moving the rest of the stuff, rest of the stuff out of our other house." And he's like, "No, they have football practice." And then like I think that means something else that I don't know. And even my dad was like, "If you don't even know the coaches, what if they're molesting your kids or like, you know?" And then, anyways, yeah, and he's like, "No, they have football practice." I said, "I don't care, so they're going with me." And he goes, "No, they're not." And I said, "Yes, they are." And then he started like yelling at me like he was about to like reach back and hit me. I was sitting in the back of his car. And then, anyways, it's just so weird how adamant he is to like have the younger boys around him or with them, or like they try to keep them over there away from me, try to say that I'm crazy. But if anyone sees this video and you're in Highland, Utah, with that address 10894 Slate Lane, watch them and you'll see how the children act weird. And like I left this all right here, so anyone can see it. Comes to this house, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do with all that stuff. And I've heard them say like to my younger kids, like, "Hurry up and do this. You want to get raped?" And then I was like, "What did you say?" Because they didn't know I was downstairs. And they looked at me like, "Oh." And then my Suzette Hamden's son was over there too. His name's Tarek Hamden. And they just sit there with like these evil ass eyes. And all those people work together, and it's like John Lino, which is Tua Lino, Jesse something, I don't know his last name, and then Mari Elena, Murray, and Ashley Talor, and like Casey Valetti, all these weird people. And if you call there, and one time I was like, "Yeah, is John there?" They didn't know it was me, and I called from a different number, and he's like, "He's all tied up at the moment. He's all tied up right now." And I was like, "Who says that?" And then they hurry and hung up on me. Sick. We need bikers against child abuse and Hell's Angels over here. Anyone that could tell me what to do and what to do with this car full of evidence. Please tell me what to do.